see, by copying and pasting this AI automated system, you'll be able to not only generate the blog text, but also the text outline and the image for your blog. And you'll 100% be able to generate up to $1, $3, or $5,000 each and every single month on automation. But you see, with all of this, there's a simple but substantial problem you need to solve. And if you follow through this step-by-step video where I go over how to create each and every single piece of this automation, you will surely be able to solve it, because I'm going to give you the solution for the extremely cheap price of $5,000. Now, I'm actually kidding. I'm going to give you the solution of this problem for 100% free if you follow through this video and watch till the end. You see, a lot of videos and tutorials really mistakenly oversimplify it. And I think it's really important to highlight the fact that on the timeline of our automation, there are some key points in which human interaction is needed. And most specifically and most importantly, the beginning in which we're going to choose the keyword on which the blog post is actually going to be structured and generated, and the end in which we're going to actually post the blog result. So to really take it to another level, I have created this AI niche hunter tool, which is going to help us generate some keywords for our blog based on niches. So you're going to choose a main niche that in my case is going to be home organization. And of that, this tool is going to give you 5 different sub niches. So minimalism, home organization, closet organization, pantry organization. Now of these 5, I'm going to choose one, and of that, this tool is going to prompt out a cluster of 20 keywords on which I'm going to choose one for our blog post. So I think of these 5, I'm going to choose minimalist, home organization. And as you can see, ChatGPT is going to generate a table of 20 different keywords. So minimalistic home mistakes, decluttering methods, lifestyle organization, home decor, cleaning routine, closet organization. And of these 20, we're going to choose one keyword. So I think I'm going to choose minimalistic kitchen organization, and I'm going to paste it here. And that is practically how we are going to dominate one sub niche. So we're going to use its 20 keywords that ChatGPT has generated for us, and we are going to generate a revenue based on those, absolutely dominating that sub niche. And we're going to repeat that for maybe 2, 3, or even 5 of those sub niches, and then we're going to change niche, and that's how to do it. So now let's jump right into Make, so I can show you how this automation is structured and how we are going to build it together. So here we are inside Make's dashboard. So to build this automation, we are going to use make.com, which is a software that helps you build structured automations without any code experience whatsoever. So now from here, I'll quickly switch to scenarios to show you the final automation. So this is if it loads. Well, the final automation that I've named blog generated automation, as this is an automation that is going to generate our blog. So as you can see, it's relatively complicated. I mean, it's well structured and full of different modules, from Claude to Airtable. That is actually going to be the base for our automation. ChatGPT and Google Docs, where we're going to save our blog. So Airtable, as I said, is going to be the base for our automation. So I've created this table right here where there are different fields. So record ID that I need just for the automation to work for the webhook. Main keyword, generate post, which is just a button that I click that it opens the webhook that starts the automation. So if I would hit run once and click generate post, the whole automation would run, and I'll show you in a second. Outline, completed Google Doc, and image. So now to show you, I'll hit run once, wait for new data, and I'll click this, As you can see, it opens and closes the page, and the automation is actually running. Now, waiting a few seconds, the automation will go through each and every single module. Now, as we set it up, it's waiting 20 seconds. It waited. It now has taken the data from Airtable for all the different sections of this table. Now it's creating the blog itself and transforming the blog into JSON format so I can use it then later in the automation steps. And we are waiting. So it did also that. As you can see, it created the blog, it transformed it into JSON. So there are the different parts: CEO title, meta description, introduction, main body, and everything, conclusion. Now Claude has just it just created the outline for the post, so with all different titles and everything. Then it creates the prompt for the image we are going to be using. So as you can see, this is the image for the prompt for the image. It's generating the image right now. It's converting now the post from Markdown to HTML. And as you can see, by returning to Airtable, we can see that our outline has been uploaded, as well as the Google Doc and the image. So we can open the Google Doc and view our blog post. As you can see, it's all structured right here, and we can view our image by clicking this link. And as you can see, for a tired dog is a pretty good image. I mean, the details are pretty good, except for maybe this leash right here, maybe this toy right here, but it's not something that we should worry about. I mean, the viewer of our blog are not going to pay so much attention to these minor details right here. So we can just return to make, and I'll go through each and every single step so you can build this automation yourself. So I'll hit save. Remember to hit save every time, every step of this automation, of the automation you are making, maybe if you are editing something, because make does not have autosave, so it does not saves automatically your work. And I've lost a ton of automations, a ton of workflows, a ton of work by not clicking this button right here. So now I kind of have PTSD. From here, I just hit this arrow right here. I'll save again. Okay, and just okay. So from scenarios, I'll go to organization, which is basically makes dashboard. And from here, you'll need to hit create a scenario up on the right, and you'll be redirected to this Canva right here, which is the automation itself. So the Canva is the blank space, this infinite blank space where you're going to be building your automation. So as you can see, it is a very visual based platform, as the first step of this automation is a big plus. And the first step of any automation actually is the trigger. So this is going to be our trigger. So I'll just click in here and choose webhook. We'll need to choose custom webhook, so trigger when a webhook receives data. So what is a webhook? Well, a webhook is basically an URL of, as you can see, make, that has a specific ID that when is opened, this single step is run. So you'll need to copy this address because you'll need it, and hit OK. Now what I'll do now is add another module by clicking this plus right here and choose webhook again. Now we want to choose webhook response. This is just, it's not necessary, but I just like it because it's the automatic close. So when I hit it and the automation is running, the webhook, which is this page right here, it closes automatically. So the line of code to do so is is the following right here. So I'll hit OK, and now I'll add another module, and now you will need to choose tools and sleep. So we want to delay our automation for 20 seconds, as I've just found that by delaying the automation, I mean the first steps, it just prevents a lot of simple small errors to accumulate over the automation that then creates this problem, and we don't want that. Now for the fourth step, you'll need to hit again add another module, and now we'll search for Airtable. You'll need to choose get a record. You can find it here. If you want to, you can click show more, and it'll show you all of the options you have. You'll need to click, as I said, get a record. Now if you haven't done so, and if this is the first automation you are building, you surely haven't done so, so you'll need to add your connection with Make. Now it's really simple. You just need to choose the auth connection type and connect your account with details, so email and password. Now I've already done that, and something that I really find interesting and helpful about Make is that for every single module, when you will need to connect to the software you're using, Make gives you an online help. So basically a document where Make guides you through each and every single step that you need to do to be able to connect to your, in this case, Airtable. So for the base, I'm going to choose Abilities Workspace, as it is this base right here. For the table, I'm going to choose, of course, Blog Post Builder. And for the record, I'm going to hit search, as you will need to. And I'm going to choose record ID, which is this field of the Airtable base, and when I hit plus, it automatically creates, if it works, as you can see, our record ID. And to set this up, you just need to create a new field. I'm gonna name it record ID, but I've already done that right here. For the field type, you're gonna need to choose formula, and now for the formula, you'll need to type in record ID, and as you type, it just gives you a suggestion, which is record-basal ID, and then open and close parentheses. Now you'll need to choose it. Of course, it does not allow me to do it because I've already created one, so it does not allow me to create two record IDs for a single table. So I'm gonna hit cancel, but now you know how you can create one. So display field record ID, I'm gonna hit OK, and then going to search out the record IDs, and I want to choose the second one, as it is the first blank one after the one in which I've already created the post. So I'm gonna hit OK. Now for the next module, you will need to search Claude. What is Claude? Well, Claude is something like ChatGPT. It is a large language model, but it works a lot better with what concerns any type of content that it needs to be consumed by a human being. So it has a writing that is more comprehensible, is less robotic, and more human-like. So it's better for blog posts, posts in general, for like Facebook posts, LinkedIn posts, and also for like video scripts. So for max tokens, I'm gonna type then ask me why it's 4069, but this is a limit of tokens Claude lets you use. Now for the message, you'll need to add a message. For the role, I'm going to choose user. For the content, you'll again need to add content, type text. Now for this text content right here, I've created a tailor-made prompt that is going to create our blog post. So I'm not going to go over each and every single part of this prompt, which is actually a system prompt that differentiates from a normal prompt by the fact that it gives the language model different sections and like way to process the task, some tips, context about why is the language model doing what I'm requiring it to do. and a lot of other things that makes the prompt and the output that we're getting a lot better, a lot more specific and well structured. So I'm gonna copy it and paste it right here. And now for the create a SEO optimized content outline for a given target keyword or topic, right here I'm going to drag and drop the main keyword of the Airtable base. Now here we want to create another module, and we're again going to choose Claude and again create a prompt. Now for the max token, as you can guess, 4,069, add a message, role user, content type text. Now for this text content, I have created another prompt that this time is going to transform our blog content into JSON format. What is JSON format? JSON format is basically a format in which I'm able to divide the usual content that, as you can see, it's just a single big chunk of text into different parts. So as you can see, into like CEO title, meta description, introduction, main body, main heading 1.1, 0.2, 0.3, and so on. So it helps me divide the content of our blog into all these different parts so that I can be able to manage it all basically in a better way. So I've not copied, I'm going to copy and paste also this prompt in here. Now for the user input, of course, I'm going to drag and drop the text response and I'm going to hit OK. Now for the next module, as I said, we want to translate the blog text into JSON format. So I'm going to search for JSON and phrase adjacent. And now for JSON string, I'm going to choose this text response right here. Let me hit run once so I can see how it works. Of course, it says that I'm missing value because we've not run everything. So let me just run it real quickly so we can see if everything goes right. Of course, it does not run because I've not copy and pasted this webhook right here into the button. So I'll need to paste it, put it into brackets and save. Wait a few seconds. Okay, great. So now what I'll just need to do is hit run once, wait for new data, click the generate post button right here. As you can see, the window of the webhook open and closes automatically. And as we go into the scenario, we can see that the sleep tool is doing its work. It's waiting 20 seconds to avoid the mistakes we've talked about. Now the automation got the data from Airtable, and now Claude is creating the actual blog post. So now we'll need to be waiting and be patient. Okay, it has created the blog, as you can see, and it has translated into JSON format and into the different parts of the JSON. So CEO title, meta description, introduction, main body, and all its different parts. So now the next step is again Claude, again create a prompt. Now for max tokens, as you know, 4,069, add a message. For role, as always, user. For type of content, of course, text. And for text, now we want to turn the previous outline into a conversational main body. So we are going to give Claude the main body of our blog post. So this one right here, I'm gonna drag it and drop it in here, and I'm gonna hit OK. We're also done for this module. Now we want to add another module. For the next step of this automation, we're going to choose ChatGPT. So we're gonna choose create a completion. For the method of the completion, I'm going to choose create a chat completion with the GPT models. For the module, I'm going to use ChatGPT 4.0, which is the latest and the most advanced one. For message, I'm going to use, as always, user. And for message content, you will want to type create a image generating prompt for a large language model like yourself based on the given keyword. And now I'm going to drag and drop the main keyword of our blog post, hit OK. Oh yeah, of course I need to select the max tokens, and now for this module right here I'm going to type 1,000. I'm gonna hit OK and add another module. And now we are going to actually choose DALL-E 3 to generate an image, so ChatGPT, and then generate an image. And we're going to use the prompt we've just generated in the previous module. So we're going to use DALL-E 3, which is also the latest image creating module. And for the prompt, I'm going to use the result of the previous prompt. I'm going to hit OK, and I'm going to run this module to see if everything goes well. Okay, it does run. It just, of course, asks me to provide the keyword because I would need to run everything to see if it works, but it does, because it does not create any problems. For the next module, we want to turn the markdown format of our blog post into HTML. So I'm going to type markdown, and we want to turn from markdown to HTML. Now for the markdown text, I'll use this markdown text right here. So first CEO title, then meta description, then the blog itself, so this one, and then the conclusion. So these are the sections I've filled in. So CEO title, as you can see, is this one, meta description, as you can see, is this one, and conclusion is the conclusion. And for text response, the text response we're using is this one right here, so the one of the last Claude module. I'm gonna hit OK, and of course we cannot leave it as the last module of an automation, so I'm gonna add another module and look for Google Docs. I'm gonna choose Google Docs and create a document. Now for the name, I'm gonna drag and drop the main keyword, and I'm gonna put a separation and type created article. Now for the content, I want to type in this text right here. So document type HTML, body is going to be the HTML we've just created with the previous module, then /HTML and /body. Now for the location, I'm going to choose blog posts, as it is the location I've created for this automation. I'm gonna hit OK. Now for the next module, we're going to select again Google Docs, but this time we want to select insert an image to a document, selection by drop down, file my drive, and document ID. I'm gonna choose blog posts, and for the blog itself, I'm going to choose minimalist and kitchen image by appending to a document, and image URL I'm going to take the URL from the DALL-E 3 compilation and drop it in here. I'm gonna hit OK. And now, last but not least, the last module of this automation, which is going to be Airtable, and this time we are updating our record. So I'm going to choose the base, abilities workspace, of course. Then for the table, I'm gonna use blog post builder. Then we need to choose the record ID. I'll hit search, formula record ID, hit OK, and choose the last one. Now for main keyword, we can leave it blank or just you can leave it blank or just drag and drop this main keyword that the automation got out of our table in the first place, which is again the same. Now for outline, you want to choose the one of the third Claude module, so the one that is supposed to create the outline, so the text response of that module. Now for the completed Google Doc, you want to scroll all the way up to the last Google Doc compilation and search for web view link. dragging and dropping in the completed Google Doc section. Now for the image, I want to take out the URL of the DALL-E 3 compilation and drop it in here. Should be all right. I'll hit OK. And now for one last time, I'll say we need to run the automation to see if everything goes well. So I'll hit run once, wait for new data, and hit generate post. As you can see, open closes. And now one last time, the sleeping tool is doing its work. Then it'll get the data from a table, so main keyword, record ID, and everything. Then it's going to create the blog text, as you can see. Then it'll translate it into JSON format, as you can see. CEO, meta description, introduction, and so on. Then it's creating the outline for our blog. It has created also the outline, and it seems all good. Then it created the prompt for the generation of the image. It has generated the image. It has turned the blog text from Markdown to an HTML, and it has created a new document. It has uploaded the image into the document, and it has all uploaded into Airtable. But why can't I see it? Yeah, I'll refresh real quick. Okay, now we can see it. So let's view the completed Google Doc. Okay, so simplify your space, the ultimate guide to minimalism kitchen organization in 2024. The foundation of minimalism, kitchen design, okay, the art of minimalism kitchen workflow. And this is the image it has generated. I mean, a pretty decent image. It gets the idea of an organized and minimal kitchen. So we are now done building our automation, and you might ask yourself, why haven't I just added another module at the end, like for Medium, to post the actual blog, or like in WordPress if you're using WordPress? Well, that is because I do not feel completely comfortable publishing straight up AI content, and I would not recommend it to you. So this is the other key point in the automation process in which human interaction is needed. What I would recommend you to do is just like change the image, or maybe add another one, or maybe change the font of your text, or maybe like move the image around. As you can see now, I have generated another blog with another image. If I would have to post this blog, I would have put the main image at the beginning of the blog. And really, a suggestion for you is to add your own twist, your own style, because the point is that we are trying to build a long-term business based on content. Whether it's YouTube or blog posting, you need to add your own style in order to stand out in the industry. So now we're going to go over the breakdown of the problem that I've stated earlier in the video. So the first step of breaking down that problem is picking profitable keywords. So to really stand out in the blog business, you need to write a lot about one single chapter, because Google is not going to rank you high if you write one blog about one chapter on one subject. So firstly, we want to pick things that are not competitive. So let's define competitive. Well, a competitive niche, for example, is something that a big social media site would write on. So as you might be thinking, like business, finance, tech, and everything like that. So what is the best niche now? I will recommend you, and I am telling you this is a gold nugget, the best niche you possibly can find is the hobby niche. So like write about tennis, like kayak and fishing, ping pong, skateboarding, I don't know, paintball, gun games, knitting. So what you want to do is find that niche, find that hobby, and make a cluster of keywords of that. Use each and every single keyword to write a post, like about best fishing kayak, like best two-seater kayak, maybe best sit-in kayak. I don't know about kayaks a lot really, but that is the point. The thing is that you need to think about what can be helpful for the end reader. Cover in every aspect the product in the niche, what you are going to talk about. You need to go deep in order to stand out, because we have not just created some random AI inputs, some random AI prompts string together in a chain of actions, but we have built the best possible prompts on which our automation is actually structured. So you need to go deep in order to stand out. So let's go over how to monetize your blogs. So first of all, let's state the problem that most people face when it comes to ad revenue. So basically everyone wants to monetize with their blog right away. And you might have like 5, 6, 7 articles on your blog, and you might be thinking, well, how do I now join AdSense and start to monetize on my blogs? Well, that is the right mentality, but it does not necessarily work that way, because at first when you'll do that, you'll just be scraping pennies off the ground. So the thing is that with ad revenue, you need to get a lot of traffic, because in order to get a substantial income, you need to get a lot of traffic to your blog site. So revenue is directly correlated with traffic. We just said the problem with ad revenue, so let's go over and highlight the bright side of relying on ads revenue. So firstly, keywords are a lot easier to rank for, because as I just said, when you are relying on ads revenue, your income is directly correlated to the volume of visitors. So the keywords you are using are a lot broader. Secondly, ads are the most passive form of revenue related to blog posting. And thirdly, they are really easy to implement on your blogs. I mean, you just need to copy and paste a couple of links into your blog HTML. Now, let's go over how to monetize keywords and ads versus affiliate. So let's take a business ideas for example. Now, business idea is a really broad search, has a really broad search intent. So it has a really high search volume, because business ideas is not something specific. You could have an idea about starting a restaurant, an e-commerce brand. Now let's take another example. Let's take best webinar software. Now when you're looking at best webinar software, this equals to a transactional search intent, and so to a low search volume. So it's something that is a lot better for affiliate links, because when someone is searching for best webinar softwares, they are most likely to search for a product to buy. So let's take dinner ideas. Dinner ideas has a really broad search intent, so has a super high search volume. So as we've stated, as income based on ads is directly correlated with volume, this is a lot better for ads revenue. Now if we are looking at best kitchen knife set, that equals to a transactional search intent, because when you are looking for best kitchen knife set, you are most likely to be looking for something to buy, and most likely in this case for the best kitchen knife set out there. So it has a good search volume for affiliate links, but not a good enough search volume for ads revenue. So let's go over now your ads monetization plan. Now firstly, what you want to do is get the traffic of your blog site to at least 25,000 visitors a month, or a range that goes from 10 to 30,000 visitors a month. Now you want to do that by searching for high volume, low competitive keywords in your niche, like ideas, trends, how-tos, etc. Once you do that, you need to join AdSense, and once you join AdSense, you need to join another ad network that is not correlated to Google AdSense. For example, Exoic, Medivine, AdThrive. And for each of these, you need to get a minimum for Exoic of 10,000 monthly visitors, for Medivine 50,000 sessions per month, and for AdThrive 100,000 page views per month. Now each of these, as you go lower, is going to pay you more, as it requires a lot more session, page views, and visits per month. So that was it for the video. I hope you got any type of value out of it. If you did, I would really appreciate you to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. If you got any suggestions on videos or automations I should create, or you want me to create and make a video out of it, please just leave a comment. And we are done for the video, so I'll see you in the next one.